Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, basically thought for teachers, because the aim is just to see how can we set a Google form from A to Z to evaluate the students. Okay, so basically the idea of this webinar, I'm going to here is the plan of my webinar. So there is nothing fixed, nothing stuck. You know, the idea is just to move around what you need, and perhaps I'm going to show you a couple of things you already know. So do not hesitate just to tell me, okay, that's fine. Can you stop and repeat? So the idea is to do it perhaps more than a class, than a webinar. Okay, so feel free to participate at any time you consider. Okay. So the only thing technically you need to set a Google form is a Gmail account. So I think that's fine for everybody. Okay. So if you don't, does someone has not any Gmail account? No, I don't think so. Yeah, today we can even have a mobile phone with a Gmail account. So that's fine.
I hate Gmails because I have 7 business emails, and my Gmail is a new one with every single phone I get. So I don't use Gmail ever. And
okay,
that's
you only have 7 emails, Tanya.
Yeah, but that's why I don't use Gmail.
Okay, so basically, what we need in the G Suite system is the Google Drive. Okay, so on the Google Mosaic, you have different kind of application, and the one which interests us is the Google Drive. Okay, so the Google Drive basically is like the folder when you can use, create, share all the kind of documents are available in Google. Okay, so you open the file, you're opening. Are you familiar with Google Drive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
So if someone is not, just do not hesitate to ask for more information, but basically it's just like the same folders you have in your computer, but on the cloud. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just opening my folders. So webinar, Google form. So this is the folder we're going to use today. Okay. So when you're in the folder, you can create a new kind of document. So click there, new, and you can upload files, folders, or create Google Doc, Google Sheet. Basically, it's like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Okay. And this one Google form doesn't exist in the Microsoft support. So Google form, basically, it's what we're going to use today. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
Google form, create in a shared folder, create and share. Okay. And here we are in our Google form atmosphere. Okay. So basically, as you can see, you have like different kind of option. Okay, you have like the main page with question, responses, answers, and you have a menu there. So you can customize, preview, settings, send, and many options there. Okay, and also like a sample question and different options there. So the objective for today is just to familiar with the settings, okay, and see exactly how can you use each part of that. Okay, so the first one I would like to show you is this one. Settings is always like the main option for every single kind of document you're working with. Okay, so click on settings. Okay, and you can have, oh, sorry, I'm good, just going. Yeah, can you see better now? Okay, great. So on settings, you have 3 different parts: general, presentation, quizzes. Okay, so in the general settings, you can collect email addresses. Okay, so for example, when you registered for this webinar, I activated this part because I wanted to collect your email, because if not, I was not able to send you the information. Okay, so if you want to collect the email, just click on this one. Okay, and if you want, for example, that the person submits any answer receive an answer, you can check this one. Okay, so the respondent, if he requests, can have the answer or always. Okay, so I'm going to deactivate this part, but so that you know how you can use it. Okay, you can request to sign in. So for example, if you're doing an exam, you don't want the candidate to send 2 answers. Okay, so they will have to register with their Gmail account, and once they've done the form once, they won't be able to send any other answer. Okay, so it's a way just to block the same people to send several answers. Okay, and the last one, respondents can edit after submit or see summary, chart, and text response. Okay, so you choose basically which kind of option you prefer. Okay, so for example, if it's an exam, they submit. That's all you can correct. But if it's just like a general form, you can say, okay, they can edit the answer, because if they want to change something, they have the availability. Okay. The second one is presentation. Okay, so you have 3 different options. Show progress bar. So basically, I always activate this one because it allows the person who's filling the form to know exactly in which part is. Okay, so if you're doing an exam on paper, you always know, okay, so I have 3 more pages, but on the computer, you never know what's going to happen next. Okay, so I usually put a show progress bar so that the people know where they are. Shuffle question order. It depends on the kind of exam you're doing. So for example, in my case, for the foreign language, you always have like a listening, reading, grammar and vocab, writing. So I don't want to shuffle the question order, because at the end, it's not possible to do the exam. Okay, but if it's just like a multiple choice question, you can use this one to avoid students to cheat. Okay, and you can show the link to submit another response. Okay, so at the end of the form, when they send the form, you can activate, and they see a link to say send another response. Okay, so I'm not going to activate this one, but you can do it. And confirmation message is like a basic one for people to know, okay, I've done my exam and my teacher received it. Because if not, you might have 20 students asking, did you receive my exam? Is it correct? So automatically, thank you for doing the exam, or whatever you think, the language you want. Okay, so no problem. For the webinar today, I've set my Gmail account and switched into English. So basically, all that you can see is in English. But if your Gmail account is in Portuguese, for example, you'll have everything in Portuguese. Okay, I usually have it in French, so all these settings are in French. So don't worry if you're not familiar with all these options in English, you can have it in your own language. Okay. And the last one, so general presentation and quizzes. For me, when I want to do an exam, a quiz is the basic one. Okay, because a quiz, what does it mean? A quiz means that you will be able to correct the answer. Okay, if it's just a form, you are collecting information and that's all. But if the form is a quiz, you will be able to have question, answers, and marks, and also statistics. Okay, so I think that for the aim of the webinar today, it's important to click on make this a quiz. Okay, so if you make a quiz, automatically you activate different options. Okay, so where is grade? Immediately after each submission. So for example, if some of you have seen the EURHODIP qualification exam, we have put some mock exam in the website. So when the students do the mock exam, they send the answers and automatically they receive the results and the feedback. Okay, because it's like an automatic exam. But for example, if you are teaching a subject in which the students need to write something and not only A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you need to check the answers before to give them the feedback and the results. Okay, so later after manual review. Okay, if not, automatically they will receive the results and you won't have time to check it. Okay, so respondent can, what does it mean? When you send them the feedback, the respondent can see the missed question, the correct answers, the point values. So you choose what you want your students to see. Okay, so we can, for example, set everything and they will be able to see the missed question, the correct answers, and the point values. Okay, and save. Okay, so this is for the setting part. Okay, any question at the time being? Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
Fine.
okay, great. Yeah, just do not hesitate to stop me, because if not, I will continue. Okay, great. So, sorry. Okay, so that's for the first one. So now let's go an easy one, customized theme. Okay, so basically you can choose an image. If we click on preview, okay, we can see the appearance. So at the time being, we haven't done anything. We just we activate collect email address. Okay, so we have a space there, email address with a star. So it's required. It's a compulsory question. So I cannot submit if I don't put my email. Okay, and we have also activated the progress bar. So it's page 1 of 1. Okay, so we know where we are. Okay, so let's go back to the form. So we can choose an image. So basically you click there, you have like a different kind of so work and school, illustration, birthday. So for example, we can choose food and dining. Yeah, just to remember. Okay, I mean, what you want. Okay, so for example, just select this one. Okay, and insert. Okay, and automatically you'll put this image on the header. Okay, you can click there to preview, and you can see now that there's something different. Okay, you can also you can choose an image, for example, in your photos, or to upload an image. Okay, so if you have like an image of your school, of your subject, of whatever you need, you can choose it. Okay, so let's go back to this one, for example. Okay, and insert. Okay, you also have the theme color. Okay, so by default they choose one, but you can just put it. Okay, and we add it. Okay, it's a bit more aggressive. Okay, so let's back to this one, and you can also change the background color. Okay, so basically, depending on the header you choose, automatically Google sets something with more or less in the same line. Okay, but you can change everything. Okay, you can also change the font style. Okay, so this one is not so easy. So it's like a wedding invitation. Okay, you can have like the formal one. Okay, playful, why not? I usually just stay with the basic one, which is quite okay. Okay, so here we are. So if we click on preview, you have all the background, the picture, and these colors there you have set. Okay, now the view, you have seen it. It's just very easy. It's only open the view part, so it's not closing the window. Okay, just a new one. You've seen Google Form, and there is the entitled form. Okay, so the entitled form, let's put a title. So EURHODIP webinar tests. Okay, just to the title on it. Okay. There you have 3 different points. Okay, it's for advanced users. So today we might not go inside this option because just like more and more options. Okay, so you can make a copy, move to trash. I mean, this one is the basic one, but you can get pre-filled link. So just like an advanced setting, quite useful. You can print also script editor, add-ons. So it's a bit more complicated. Okay. The part which is important is send. Okay. You can send it on different ways. Okay. You can send it by email. So you just put in the email you want to send. You include the form in the email and you send it. Okay. So it's a good way to to share. Okay. If you click there on the link, okay, you directly have a link. Okay, so for example, if you're using Google Classroom, if you're familiar with the Google options, you can use Google Classroom. So basically, what I usually do just to copy the link, okay, and add to my classroom, okay, or to a normal email or what you prefer, okay. You can also shorten the URL. So for example, if you're doing an exam, you're not writing on the board, so SL ta 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 ta, it's impossible. Okay, so shorten URL, okay, it's like a small one. Okay, and the last part is the embed HTML. So if you want to integrate it into a website, for example, okay, so that's not the case for today. Okay, you can also share on Facebook, Twitter, or what you consider. Okay, so this is for the sending option. Personally, I usually use the link one and I control that everything is fine. Okay, so this is for the main option. Okay, is that okay for everybody? Any question time being? Great, perfect. Okay, so let's continue. So now let's go to the question. Okay, today we are not going to speak about is it correct to evaluate with a Google form, because basically perhaps it's not the ideal way to evaluate our students, but it's like a plan B or A sometimes to evaluate such kind of content. Okay, and with the pandemic and the online class, it just, for me, one of the best ways to evaluate the students. Okay, so we're not entering like in the philosophic part of the way to evaluate. Okay, because I mean we could speak hours and hours about it. Okay, so the picture, the title, the email address. Okay, and you have different parts. Okay, add question, import question, add title and description, add image, add video, add section. Okay, the section basically it's a page on a Google form. Okay, so if you create add section, you have section 1 of 2 there, section 2 of 2. Okay, so if, for example, we can have a reading. Okay, so if I click on the view option, now I have the email address. Okay, so let's put my address. Okay, and now I can see on the progress bar page 1 of 2. Okay, so I have to click on next. And now I enter to the second page, which is the reading. Okay, and I can go back. Very important, if your student, for example, do the first page, go to the second one, and go back to the first one, they do not do any change. Okay, it keep the answers. Okay, so no problem for that. Okay, because sometimes the students are a bit afraid. Say, oh, but can I move forward or backward? No problem. next, back, no problem. Okay, so this is for the different section. Okay, so we can do, for example, a section reading, another one up, listening, writing. Okay, and you can have, for example, one more vocabulary. Okay, so for each kind of section, we'll see a different kind of question. Okay, so now we have created the EURHODIP webinar test. The first question, you can you can, for example, put name, surname. Okay, and it's a required question. It's compulsory, because if you don't have the name of the student, you won't be able to evaluate it. So this one is required. Okay, and it's a short answer. Okay, you have different kind of question. The basic one is the short answer. So basically, the person is able to write what they need. Okay, so if we click on the preview, okay, so up the email, name, surname. If I want to go to next, I can't. I have to put my name. Okay, page 1 of 5. Okay, so next, reading, listening, vocabulary, writing, and submit. Okay, I'm in the last page, so I can submit. Okay, so we are seeing that everything we have done is working. Okay, so the main page is fine. Oh, let's perhaps put a picture or the logo of your school, isn't it? Okay, so you click on the first section and you can click on add image. Okay, for the image, you can upload it. You can use the camera. Okay, by URL, photo, Google Drive, or even easier, Google image search. Okay, so for example, I put EURHODIP. Oh, the first one are free of right, so okay, let's take a logo. Okay, so you're inside, in this one, you're inside your Google Drive. Okay, if you choose upload, okay, you will have exactly what you have in your computer. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, and insert. Okay, here we are. So I have the picture. It's like a huge one. So click on it, make it smaller. That's all. Okay, so if you preview, you have the logo there. I mean, the logo is on the left side, so it's better to have it in the middle, perhaps. That's easy. Click on the 3 points on the image. Left align, center align, right align, change, remove. Center align. That's all. Okay. If we update there, it's in the center. Okay. So our first page is done. No problem. Let's go to the reading. Okay. So for this one, okay, it's the header of the section. You have the title and you have a description. Okay, so now you can write, for example, any more information or nothing, what you consider. Okay, so you'll have a series of 3 different texts. Read each one and answer the question, for example. Okay, so what you've written there appears there. Okay, but it's not a question, just like main information. Okay, so now we are going to, so when you click on the title, you are directly on the section. Okay. Okay, you're welcome, Daniel. So basically, yeah, you click on each section to add question in this section. Okay, so I want to add question in reading. Okay, so click on the section reading and add question. Okay, and I've created a question. I can create different kind of question. Okay, short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop down menu. I can upload a file, a linear scale, multiple choice grid, or checkbox grid, sorry, date and time. Okay, so basically it will depend on your question, but it can be, for example, multiple choice. Okay, and can be who sent the letter? Okay, so you have Peter, Mike, and Catherine. Okay, and you have those 3 different options. Okay, and you will ask me, yes, but where is my text? Okay, so basically what I usually do is insert my text or the documents, okay, as a picture. Okay, so imagine, for example, invitation. Okay, so this is the invitation letter I want to use for my exam. Okay, so I can save my image. Okay, I put it in my folder. Okay, so I put it in the webinar Google form. Okay, it's text 1. Okay, and I save it. So I integrate an image. Okay, and I go up on the webinar Google form, and here is my image. Okay, I insert it, and here we are. Okay, so for example, if you're using your book in PDF, which is usually the case, okay, what you can do basically just a screen caption. Okay, you have such kind of tool, or let's see, I think, yeah, snipping tool. Okay, if you use Windows, you have it in all your computer. If you use a Mac, I think it's a different name, but if you click on snipping tool, okay, automatically you will be able to take a capture of a text, of an image, of everything. Okay, so it's an easy way to create pictures with a text, for example. Okay, so you have your letter and you have your question. Okay, who sent the letter? Peter, Mike, and Catherine. Okay, so let's see what the students will see. Okay, the problem when you want to view, you need to fill in the information, because if not, you're not allowed to continue. Okay, so reading, I have the invitation letter and I have the question. Okay, so I can see it. Is that fine? Okay, so what's important now is to correct the question. Okay, so when we were in settings, we activated make a quiz. Okay, so activating make a quiz, you have answer key 0 points. Okay, if you have a look and we disable make a quiz, I don't have the point there. I don't have the answer key. Okay, so you need to activate make this a quiz. Okay, and you have answer key and the points. Okay, so answer key, basically the correct answer is Catherine. Okay, so it was an easy question, so it's only 1 point. Okay, automatically you have this spot: question, responses, and total points. So this is the first question we have set. It's 1 point, so total point 1 there. Okay, if we put 2 points, automatically total points of the exam 2. Okay, and it was Catherine. If you want to give a feedback to your students, you can add an answer feedback. Okay, so usually for my day-to-day exam, I don't set an answer feedback because it takes a lot of time. Okay, but for example, for the EURHODIP mock exam, I've set an answer feedback. So depending on the result, the answer is yes or no, the student has a different feedback. Okay, so let's see how does it work. Okay, so add answer feedback. So for incorrect answer, so for example, so Catherine signed the letter. So okay, and correct answer, well done, for example. Okay, you can also add a link or add a video, for example. Okay, so you can have like a huge feedback. Okay, this question was very basic, so no need to give a specific feedback. But if you're asking for a specific thing and you want your student just to revise why they were wrong, you put them the link to the web page or to a YouTube video, for example, with information. Okay, and save. Okay, so this is for the basic kind of question. Okay, so let's continue. So up, important, you click on done. Okay, in this one. So every time you put an answer key, okay, you have to click on done. Okay, it's the only thing you have to do at the end. So there. So we have selected a multiple choice question. Okay, because it was Peter or Mike or Catherine. Okay, but sometimes you have question and you have a different option to choose. Okay, so it's not a multiple choice, it's check boxes. Okay, so check boxes mean that the student can choose several options, several possibilities. Okay, so it's the only difference. So multiple choice and check boxes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to add a new question. Okay, and the new question. Okay, here's the question, and I want to create a drop-down menu. Okay, so up, I click there, drop down. Okay, so up, option 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and the correct answer is the third one. Okay, this one is a bit more complicated, 2 points. Okay, done. So at the time being, I have an exam set with 3 points. Okay, if I have a look there, the invitation letter, who send the letter, 1 point, blah, 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 2 points, and the student can click on choose and have the different option. Okay, is that fine? So as you've seen, there's nothing complicated. Okay, just to be familiar with the option and practice, basically. Okay, but it's not so complicated to set. Okay, so let's now go, for example, to the listening. Okay, so a new kind of question. For a listening, you can have a different option. Do you usually do listenings in your exam, for example, or work with videos?
I don't.
Okay, so basically,
Yes, I do. Mm.
Okay, so depending on the person, basically, what you can do is just to share the link. Okay, so let's see if I can find. I was looking for. Is the direct. So based on your answer, I'm going just to create something new. So it's a French A1 exam. Okay. Let's. Okay, so let's check for a model of exam. Okay, so here I have some listings. Okay, so let's download the listing. Okay. So the only thing you need basically is to have the file in MP3 in your Google Drive. Okay, so here I have in my webinar folder, I've downloaded and have an MP3 there. Okay, the only thing you have to do is to click there and share. Okay, so at timing, all these people have access to that, and you have the get link. At the time being, it's restricted, so only people added can open with this link. I changed to anyone with the link, so anyone with the link will be able to play that. Okay, so anyone with the link will be a viewer. Okay, so I copy the link. Done. Now I go back to the form, and in the listening, okay, I paste the link. Very important, I have to paste it in the description. Okay, if I don't paste it in the description, I won't have access to the link. Okay, so now let's see how does it work. Listening, I have the link. If I've done my job properly, I click there. Fingers crossed. Click there.
Ce poisson, c'est le sélacanthe. On connaissait son existence grâce.
And it was the MP3. Okay, so you put the MP3 in your folder, you create the shared link, you add the link in the description, and that's all. Okay, so imagine you have like different kind of listenings. Okay, you create add title, okay, and description. So for example, document 1, okay, and you will create document 2. Okay, so you prepare different parts to your exam. Okay, so document 1, okay, you can integrate, for example, the link for the listening number 1, okay, and you add your question. So question 1, ooh, blah blah blah, and you have like Peter or Catherine. Okay, document 2, the same thing. You create another question. What blah blah blah. Okay, you can say, okay, it will be like a drop down menu. So fish, meat, eggs. Okay, and sorry, just go back there, preview. Oh, you can't access the system because it's in violation of our terms of service. So this is the why question. So let's see why. It's strange. The first time it happens to me. So I'm not sure I've used like a restricted content because this information was. It's very strange. So perhaps there is like a bug on Google. So sometimes, I mean, that's the first time I have such kind of problem. I never seen that. So we'll continue.
Things happens.
Yeah,
Things
exactly.
happens.
Exactly. Mysteriously,
Yeah.
things happen.
Maybe
So,
it has
No
to
problem.
do with the link itself, right? With the listening sample?
no, technically
No?
not, because the listening is from my own drive. So it's not like
Okay, so it shouldn't be.
No,
Okay.
exactly. So it shouldn't be.
All right.
So let's continue to set it and we'll see if in a few
Okay, no
minutes.
problem.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, let's have a look, copying this link. If we can have. No, the problem continues. So let's see. Okay. So we continue just to set the form. Okay. So we have seen how to integrate an MP3, okay, and the different kind of question. Okay. So now let's go to the vocabulary. Okay. So vocabulary, for example, we could use pictures, okay, because we don't want our students to translate, okay, just from the picture to find the word. So we had a picture there, okay, Google image. So insert, okay, and you insert your picture there, okay. So what's that? Okay, so basically I've integrated a picture, so it's not a question. So I've done a mistake because oh, what can I do now with my picture? No, the picture is just a picture, so I cannot do anything with that. Okay, so I'm wrong, just delete, and that's all. So I have to create a question with a picture. So add a question. What's that? And add the picture inside the question. Okay, so let's put the salad. Okay, and insert. Yep. Something went wrong. Try again. So yeah, it seemed to have a problem with a couple of things today.
It works with me.
Yeah.
I've done it, and I can see a picture.
Okay. So I don't know why, but
it's not
sometimes yeah, the URL of the picture they put not the proper one. But I mean, okay. So you have your salad. Okay. So for this one, you can just like leave short answer. So you don't not give any information to your students, or you can do it a bit easier. So you can put, yeah, salad, beans, and rice. So it's easier for them. So depending what you want to evaluate, just choose the kind of question. Okay. So for example, it depends, but sometimes you say, I mean, if I put them salad, meat, or rice, it will be so obvious that I'm not evaluating anything. Okay, so I'll put just a short answer, and I want them just to spell it properly. Okay, so but depending on the kind of question, just choose the best way to evaluate them being in the Google form. Okay. The only thing you have to know is the more possibility you give to your students, the more complicated it is to correct. The less option and the more automatic is the form, the easier you will correct it. Okay, because if it's a short answer text for the answer key, okay, imagine. So it's a short answer. So the correct answer, what's that? A salad. Okay, so it's a correct answer, but it's not the correct answer, because if the student put it's a salad, is right. If the student put salad, is also right. Okay, you put just a salad, but you can have different way to put salad at the end. So this option mark all other answers incorrect. If you tick that one, if the student, for example, put it's a salad, the answer will be wrong. Okay, so be careful not to tick this option. Okay, just to have an option to have another kind of answer. Okay, and this one is quite complicated, so it will be 3 points. Automatically, total points there, we have 6. Okay, done. So that's fine for the time being. Okay, great. So yeah, let's create another question. So we have seen short answer. Paragraph, we'll do it for the writing, but basically it's the same than the short answer, but they can write more than one line. Okay. Multiple choice checkboxes drop down. File upload is quite interesting. If you want, imagine, for example, you ask your student to prepare an Excel document about finances, and you want them to send you the file. Okay, you can put file upload. Okay, what does it mean? It means that the student will need to have a Gmail account. Okay, because if they don't, they won't be able to enter and to submit the file. Okay, but it's a good way if you want your student to send you something apart from the form. Okay, and you have a linear scale. Okay, so for example, if you want to do like a satisfaction survey, imagine, so did you like it? From 1 to 5, or from 1 to whatever. So the 1 is a no, the 5 is a yes. Okay, this one basically there's no answer key and no point, for example, for this one. Okay, and it's required. Okay, so basically the student will have a scale and will choose between 1 and 5. Okay, let's see if they fixed the small bug. It seems they don't. Yeah, resource available. Okay. Okay, so this is for this part. Okay, imagine you have already set a Google form, you are setting another one, and you want to use a question you have already done for the other test. Okay, import question. Okay, so you have add question, import questions. Okay, so you click there, and automatically Google will present you all the forms you have already set up. Okay, so for example, yeah, let's go to the EURHODIP qualification mock exam MBA. Okay, so I click on this form and select it. Automatically on the right side of my screen, I can select all the questions. So I import the 30 question. I can select only a section, or can select only a question. Okay, so for example, where is the European Commission based is one of the questions, and when was the EURHODIP association created? Okay, and I import those 2 questions. Import question, and automatically I import the full question with the full settings. Okay, so you can even have a look to the answer key. So This one, yeah. When was the EURHODIP Association created? So 1989. Okay, so it was 1 point. Automatically, the points of this new question have been added to the total points there. Okay, click on the answer key if you want to have a look. And in this case, I have created a small text and added a YouTube video, for example. Okay, so in the feedback, the students will have the YouTube video. Okay, and that's for this part. Okay, and the writing. Let's go to the last part of your exam. So create a question. Write a dialogue between It's a paragraph. Okay, so you ask your student to write something bigger. So this one will be 12 points. Okay, done. So, sorry, I'm just okay. So I want just to try something. Let's just close it. So yeah, it was the webinar, EURHODIP webinar test. This item has been flagged as inappropriate and can no longer be shared. So it seems that we have written something that Google automatically considers as inappropriate. Okay, so perhaps we used an unauthorized image, for example. So perhaps this one. Okay, or it was perhaps with the link, perhaps. Let's see. So I've deleted the first link. So if it comes from that, no. So let's delete the second link. The first time I have something like, yeah, this system has been flagged. Oh, it's amazing. So perhaps it was for the image of the letter. Let's see. So, I'll say, so we'll request a review there. Wow, it's amazing. I mean, that's fine to see that there is like a kind of control of, but it's like, so, okay, so let's see if they accept it. Okay, so more or less that's for the general information. Okay, so if you want, I'm going to show you what is done, okay, when you send the answers. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to the EURHODIP qualification mock. So it is the same thing, but I've already had some answers. Okay, so it will be easier to show you the answers. Okay, so qualifications, mock exams. Also, if you want, for you to know, if you go to the EURHODIP website, so eurodip.com. Okay, let's put it into English. Okay, do you know something about the EURHODIP qualification? Okay, so basically, yeah, for you to know, EURHODIP is European Hospitality Diploma. So we have been delivering hospitality diplomas for almost 30 years. Okay, so we have updated our exam, and we have now a diploma, a bachelor, and an MBA. Okay, so if you go to the EURHODIP webpage, certification for students. Okay, you have some information there. So there is like a multiple choice question, useful links, and mock exam link. Okay, so you click on the mock exam link, and you have that. Okay, so for example, let's go to the EURHODIP MBA mock exam. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, the short link. and this is the information. Okay, so let's do it with my email. Okay, next, and you have a different kind of question. Okay, so each question is about 1 point. Okay, so and it's only done in a multiple choice question, and that's all. Okay, so this one is like the easiest way to set the form. Okay, but if we answer, so let's answer randomly other question. Okay, I can answer different there. Okay, I'm not going to answer everything, and I click on submit. Okay, so view score, so there's the feedback message, view score, and the student see the score. Okay, and for each question, so it was 1 point. I chose outsourcing of the human resource function. No, it was decentralization of the human resource function. So I have the correct answer there. Okay. If I have created a feedback with a message or a video on YouTube, automatically the student have this feedback. Okay. So you can use the Google form also to teach them something more. Okay. And not only just to evaluate them. Okay. So or you can just give a, so which of these nutrients is not classified as an energy nutrient? So the correct answer was vitamins, and you put some more information there. Okay, so and a video, so it's quite user-friendly to evaluate. Okay, so let's see. If they let us do it. Yoo-hoo! Right, so it seems that we have been using, perhaps for the letter, it was perhaps like a data right, you know, document. So this is what we've set: the EURHODIP webinar test, the reading. So who sent the letter? So we said, it was Catherine. Let's choose the first one. Okay, next. Document 1. So we add the link for the listening. I think the link were not a problem because it was my property, but the other were. Okay, so let's choose the answer there. Okay, page 3 of 5. What's that? So it's a salad. So I already know that a salad will be automatically correct, but it's a salad. It's basically what your student will put. Okay, did you like it? So you have from no to yes. Not really. When was the EURHODIP Association created? Let's put 2010, and the European Commission is based in Zurich. Why not? It's wrong, but we'll see. Next, write a dialogue between. And the student can write like a lot of things there. Okay, and you click on submit. Okay, so thank you for doing the exam. It's the feedback you've set. Okay, so we've set the exam, we've seen how to send it, and our students have done the exam. Okay, so now question and have responses. I've won people who already did the exam. Good morning, Pinto. I think that you were wrong with the time because the webinar is almost finished, but welcome. So as I was explaining, okay, so you have the question and responses there. So click there and you have a summary, the question, and individual. Okay, so let's see individually the result. Okay, so Brussels@EURHODIP.com did the exam. Okay, so let's see the results. Only 1 of 20. Wow. So name and surname, so it's not point. Okay, we send the letter, Catherine. Okay, it's correct. So you can have a look to the exam before sending the result. Okay. This one, okay, it's not correct. what's that? Meet. So, for example, what we put meet, but we haven't set any key answer. Okay, so if you haven't done it, we won't have any automatic points. So we can go back if you forget to do it. Okay, so key answer, meet, 2 points. Okay, answer key there, 2 points for pizza, for example. Okay, so automatically 24 points, and automatically my points have been updated. So I've now 5 of 24. It's a bit better. Okay, so yeah, ooh, it was pizza. What? It was meat. Okay, what's that? It's a salad. So automatically the computer put 0 of 3, but you're still having the possibility to change it. Okay, so you know that the correct answer was a salad, but the student put it's a salad. So say that's perfectly right. So let's put a 3. Okay, so no points for this one. One was the redepreciation created, so it was wrong question. I have the feedback there. And the writing, it's not so bad. Let's put a 6 for this one. Okay, so once I've put the marks, I have to click on save. Okay, if I don't save, I've corrected for nothing. Okay, so click on save. Just one thing. It happened to me the first time I did that in class. So I was doing the exam in class. The students were sending the answers. So every time another student sent an answer, okay, it deletes the correction you've been doing without saving. Okay, so just wait all the students did the exam and correct it, because if not, you'll have to say, oh, I haven't saved, I have to correct once again this exam. Okay, it's like, so save. Okay, so at the end I have 14 of 24. Okay, so I can now, okay, so I can print the answers.
Guillaume, can I just ask you something?
Of course.
So in the short answer, if it's not exactly what we have put as the correct answer, if it's not exactly the same expression, it won't accept it as a correct answer.
I mean, it won't. I mean, it's a computer, it's a program. So
Of
basically, if you put a space salad and the student put something different than
like this, it's a salad.
Exactly. But what we have set in the question is, so let's go back to that. So in the answer key, we have said that we accept, I mean, we won't consider as false the other option. So we keep the option to put the points.
Okay.
Okay.
So when we review it, we can always
exactly. So imagine if we put mark all other answer incorrect, done. When
then
I
we
go
won't
to
be
response,
able to do that, right?
When I go to response, automatically it's a salad. They put incorrect.
Okay.
Even if it's incorrect, I can modify the points. You can always modify the points. Always.
Okay.
So you always have the final word on the computer. Always.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting you.
No. It's important because at the end, it's the kind of problem you'll have.
Okay.
So let's go back to this answer key, and we put mark all other answer incorrect, disable. Okay, so here I am. Okay, so you can download the answers, you can print everything, you have several options. Okay, and you can also release score. So what I'm going to do is send an email to the students. Okay, I can send directly to everybody. Okay, send to only one. Okay, so send emails and release. Okay, so let's open the email. So it might take a few minutes just to update the information, but basically it's quite easy to do. Okay, one more thing. Imagine you've done the exam, but you don't want people to enter the exam several times. Okay, so you can click on accepting responses or not. So this one means that you close the door of the exam. Okay, so if someone click on this exam, the form is no longer accepting response. So try to contact the owner if you think it's a mistake. Okay, if I accept the answers, okay, I can do it. Okay, so it's quite useful. So I usually at the end of the exam, I disable accepting response, and I know that no student is going to enter to the exam. That's all. Okay, so
can I interrupt?
Yeah, of course.
If you are comparing this form with the others, how many points will you give it? Because I'm sure that you also tried another exam options, let's say, and
for example, like Moodle or something.
How
like
useful
that?
it is, no?
Basically, I've done all my French exam in the Hospitality School of Seville online with the Google form, and for me, one of the best thing is the correction. I mean, first of all, the way to do it online is just to avoid paper if you're not in contact direct with your students. So we are okay with the online way to do it. But for me, the Google form is very easy to set. You know, I mean, the webinar started like 1 hour 15 ago, and I think that you have the main information to set that. The EURHODIP qualification are set on a Moodle platform, and Moodle you have much more possibility, but you need much more time to do it. Okay, and it's a bit more complicated. So it's basically the two options I've been working with, and I definitely prefer Google Form. Which one are you using, Katrina?
We have Teams.
So with MS Teams?
Yes, with MS Teams, and we've done through. There is also a form like similar like this one, and as you said, it's much more complicated.
Yeah.
So we've done it also through exam.net.
Oh, okay.
You practically upload the exam, but it's not, I think, for the, if you want some audio or if you want to do something what is with the languages, you cannot do it.
Oh, okay. So basically, I mean, for me, Google is like serious.
It's quick and easy, no?
It's very exactly. It's quick, easy, and free. So you only need a Gmail account, and that's all. And you can create what you need, and it's your property. I mean, your property. You can modify and copy and paste and create and recreate. So it's very easy to do, you know. So
and it's easier than Moodle. I use Moodle, and I think it's easier.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm using also Moodle, and it's much more complicated. It's at least faster Google Form for me. Okay, so if you go to so let's share the screen. So I go to my email. So your score has been released for EURHODIP webinar test. Here is your exam, 14 of 24. I click on view, and I have the exam, the answers, the correction, everything. And basically, the only thing you have done is just to click on release exam. That's all. Okay, so it's quite an easy way to correct also. Okay, so depending on the kind of exam, you always have an easy part, okay, to correct, because it's just like ABC, ABC, and you also have another part which is a bit more complicated to correct, but it takes less time than a normal exam. Okay, so if we go now to the, let's go to the EURHODIP qualification exam so that I can have more information to show you. So for example, let's go to the mock exam MBA. Yeah, for example, this one, I have now 9 answers. Okay, so if you go there, you can have also so average, median, range, frequently missed question, okay, the scores, multiple choice. Okay, so when was the EURHODIP association created? Okay, so 5 of 9 are the correct answer. Okay, so you have also the statistic of your exam. Okay, so at the end you say, okay, basically my question 1 and question 2, everybody passed those questions, so there is no need to evaluate those 2 aspects. So nevertheless, the question 4 and the question 5, nobody passed those questions. So I need to teach them more on the content of question 4 and question 5. Okay, so it's basically an easy way to have big data analysis. Okay, and just like if you want to use it, click on the copy chart, and you can use the copy chart. Up, so I got it. I want to send the report to my boss. It was the statistic of those questions. Okay, so it's quite easy to use. Okay, so more or less, I think that for the basics, okay. But have you ever tried to do something with the Google Form or never?
I've only tried the other one Katerina was talking about from Teams. It's also called Forms, but
okay.
This seems easier to prepare.
Okay, great. What about you, Katerina? Have you ever tried something with Google Form? Could you switch your micro on? Anna, you need to switch your micro on, Katerina, because we can't hear you.
Sorry.
Right.
Yes, I tried a questionnaire
okay.
also with the students.
And what was the result?
Yeah, I mean, it was very easy. I just have 5 questions. I was asking how they were satisfied with the lessons and everything. So we didn't go so deep, you know.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, exactly. But I always recommend just to start with the basics and step by step just add something new. Okay, what about you, Anna?
I agree. It's better to start step by step, and that it's the easy way to learn.
No, exactly.
Really.
I mean,
I were more familiarized with the Moodle, but really Google has so many things to show, and I think this form is it's colorful and graphically it looks more pedagogic, I think, because I don't like Moodle. I think it's very I don't know, and really I prefer this this form.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I'm going to
the
try
background is a bit different.
yes, it's more interesting for me and maybe for the students. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing of the Google Form, you can do it directly from a phone, a tablet, a computer.
Yes.
So sometimes I have students going to class only with a tablet or even a phone, and they can do the exam. So it's quite easy to run. Okay, so let me show you a couple.
They don't have Gmail, they can still answer the form, right?
Of course, yeah, of course.
We
Yeah, they
just
don't need Gmail.
to set it, right? They don't need to have a Gmail account.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay.
Okay.
It depends. If, for example, in the form you want them
If
to
it's one of
integrate-
those, they have to
Exactly.
upload something. In that case, they would need it. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
So let me show you one more thing. So we've been seeing the information. Okay, so this is my question, the answers. Okay, so we have all the answers there, and we also have there create spreadsheet. Okay, so create spreadsheet. What does it mean? It means that we'll have all the answers in a spreadsheet. So if I want to use it differently, or to have easiest way to copy and paste, okay, I can have it on the spreadsheet. So you click on create spreadsheet. You can create a new one or selecting an existing one. So just to have all the information in the same place, okay? And you create. And what you'll have is basically a kind of Excel document, the Google Sheet document, okay? And you have all the information of the exam there. Okay, so you can have the information, you can have a record of that, okay? And more or less, I think that's for the general information, okay? So if you want to go deeper on the Google form and the Google system, I recommend you a very good website. So it's a teacher called Baz Roberts, okay, and specialized in Google. So you have Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Slide. You can go deeper with the app scripts, okay? So you have a lot of information about that. I usually go to his website just to check some information if I have any doubt. So for example, you go to Google Form, okay? How do they work? How to quickly make one? More option, adding titles, type of question, managing your form's response, adding images and videos. So basically, you have like small tutorials of everything I've been speaking with you during this webinar. Okay, so I recommended you. So bazroberts.com. Okay, so definitely useful. Okay. So any more questions? Any doubts? Any?
Sorry, I was on the phone.
No problem. No problem.
Everything was
not clear?
really, yes, good. Well, you explained in perfection.
I mean, I've explained it as a teacher and on the way I've done it. It's not the best way. It's not the only way. It's the way I've used, and it worked properly.
And now we just have to use step by step.
Exactly. So,
but it was very, very clear for me.
Thank you very much. Thank
really.
you. Great. So perhaps there are two more people without a camera. So I don't know if you want to ask anything. So I will put a record of the session on the EURHODIP website. Okay. So just for you to know where to go. Like also go to the EURHODIP website. Okay. Click on activities, webinars.
Webinars. Okay.
Okay. And on the webinar, for example, we had a couple of webinars before. So how can my school deal with the COVID-19 situation?
Okay.
So you click on view webinar and automatically you will go to the YouTube channel with the webinar recorded. Okay.